So I think one of the things that you mentioned is that the highest truth. So it's not you just believe them to be true, or but he is saying like there's a level to it. Like there's nothing else above this. It's the highest form of truth. And if you believe it to be the highest form of truth and you don't doubt it, then the second statement sort of falls in line. So why do you think he used the word highest? And, I think about that too, is that there's so many sources of truth or information, maybe not truth, but information. So how do we, right now, while we're trying to figure out like, where is the true form of truth? He's saying not only truth, but the highest form of truth.
Yeah, especially now, like, everyone has their own truth.
Yeah.
And that sort of discussion is really common, that, okay, what's your truth, and relative truth, and, we have all these ideas about truth. And when we talk about sat and asat, what we're trying to get to is something that is eternally true, that is always true. And the reason I think Maharaj is qualifying it here with that adjective, the highest truth, in Gujarati we say param satya. Why? Because there's a nature to it that we're not qualified to judge it. Like there's a nature to it because it's an eternal thing, and we're so used to still operating on a worldly level, right? We operate on things that I can see. Well, there's so many things that are outside of our ability to see, the spectrum of light. There's so many things that are outside of the frequencies that we can hear. There's so many experiences that we can't really judge. And so amongst all of those things, what is the highest form of truth? Well, more than likely, it's going to be something that you're not qualified to judge. Because, we don't have the spiritual experience. We don't have, the perception to be able to judge it. And so if I'm going to lean on someone to provide this, I want to lean on the sant. And I lean on the sant. And the sant, I know because of his spiritual status, his connection with Bhagwan, his experience of Bhagwan, it's so real that if I'm going to lean on something that is eternally true, and let's use a more accessible term, an objective truth, something that's not relative to each person, but just objectively true, and true eternally. Like it's true now and it's true anywhere else.